Okay, we're going to see if we can show you where the vacuum hoses for this 1986 Chevrolet Corvette L98. Okay, so where we are now is we're at the front where the plenum is. We got the snorkel off. That hose right there. The one that comes under there goes into these two pieces right here. The one that comes from under there goes to, I knew what the name of these were when I was working on it earlier, but that's a solenoid and this is a solenoid. That's where those two vacuum hoses go. Okay, that's on the, this is the front of the motor now. So that hose that comes through there is hooked up to the back on the passenger side. So we'll go over there and see where that is. Okay, these two back here, I believe they go into a I think these are two that go into one that come up here to where the ones I just showed you were. Somehow I think that's a 2 into 1 because the one that's under there that goes to the EGR valve, which is that copper thing right there, that one goes up to the other side of the throttle body. So this one here that I showed you that goes to those two up there, I think they go into these two right here. Somehow it looks like a 2 into 1. And that one goes to the fuel pressure regulator right there. And the other one goes to this part of the plenum, this back part. These two are plugged into the back part of the plenum here. This one goes forward, and I believe it turns into one. And one goes off of the fuel pressure regulator, the other one comes off the back of the plenum, and then this one here, it goes to the other side over here, and I'll show you where those go here in a minute. The one that comes off the back of the plenum there, the one I just showed you, comes over here, and it turns into this right here. This is some kind of diverter right here. I can't remember the name. It's called a diverter valve. But that vacuum line on the back of the plenum, on the very back of the plenum, comes to this right here. And then this one, there's a vacuum line coming off that, coming down into the engine well on this side here, which I believe is this one right here. Yeah. That one. And it comes down into this right here. And this one's a vacuum T. So one comes up here. Looks like it goes into the, this one right here, goes into the cruise control servo. And then this one over here takes off that way toward the vacuum canister. This one here does. So, let's see. Yeah, it goes off toward. Yeah, it goes into a T down here. This is a vacuum T. So the one goes into this regulator. It looks like a Bosch, some kind of check valve. The other one goes off into this T right here. And the other one this is the one that's coming out of the fender, the engine well. So it goes into, this one goes into here, goes into a T, into another T right here, and then this goes into this, it says Rochester Products right here. Kind of looks like the same thing that's on top of the vacuum canister. That's where this one winds up going to. The one on that T, it comes into another T right here, and this one comes up to the top of the vacuum canister. Okay, the one we just talked about that comes off of that, you gotta move the plug wires out of the way to see where that one goes. It goes back the other one that goes off the diverter comes off that, and it shoots off back here. And that's not actually a hose, it's a line. See how that is? It's a vacuum line it goes to. And you got to do this with long needle nose pliers to be able to access them. Okay, and on the vacuum hoses on the side up by the plenum here, the one that comes off the EGR valve, the big thing under the big copper thing under there, there's a vacuum hose attached to that. It's under the plenum. The one that comes off of there goes to this EGR solenoid. Comes off that copper, the EGR valve, to this EGR solenoid. Goes into this side of it. And the other one going off of this EGR solenoid goes up to the bottom of the throttle body. That one. Because this solenoid in my Haynes manual is on the right rear of the engine here, and right here it's on the left front of the engine. But it's still the same solenoid. On the left side of this solenoid, it goes to the EGR valve, which is this one right here. It goes to the EGR valve. And then the other, on the right side of that solenoid, it goes to the bottom of the throttle body. It's hard to see, but that goes up to the bottom of the throttle body. There's a vacuum attachment there. So that's the best I can do on showing you where the vacuum hose is on this 1986 Chevrolet Corvette is, L98. So that's where the vacuum hoses that seem to be most crucial on this here 1986 Chevrolet Corvette L98. And you got to remember this right here. So that's the best I can do on that. Go ahead and pause it, and hopefully you can zoom in and read what the words say on there. But this is the vacuum hose routing for this 1986 Chevrolet Corvette. Hope that helps.